Have you ever wondered why some men chase women endlessly and get nothing, while other men barely lift a finger and women throw themselves at them? It is not luck. It is not accident. There is a reason. And once you understand it, you will never see attraction the same way again. Well, it is time to lay all the cards on the table. After watching this video, before each of you will appear a big red round button, and you will be able to press it if you have the courage. And literally, the next day your life will change. You will be able to meet women easily, build relationships with them, speak from a position of strength, and actually feel her. I will explain why to this very day none of the information you tried to extract from pickup books or articles on the internet could ever really help you. I will explain what your personal mistake was and the mistake of 98% of men. Any man who has at least some experience with women, or at least basic observation, knows what kind of man attracts women. In short, it is the man who is able to say no. The man who is indifferent, who is not a slave to female beauty. He does what he wants, not what she wants. It is the man who can joke, tease, mock a little when it's appropriate. He creates such conditions, emotional conditions, whether on the first date or the 101st, where a woman always feels she is not in control. She feels he is unavailable, that she could not absorb him, could not conquer him, could not bend him, could not break him, and she wants him all the more. We all know this. And there is the opposite type. Let's call it the program of the gentleman. That is the man who always says yes, who is enslaved by looks, who does whatever she wants, thinking that is the way to win her over. He tries too hard. He is afraid of bold moves. He is always available. And without even realizing it, he is a tame little puppy. Doesn't matter if he looks like a bull terrier. Inside, he is still a pet dog. You and I know this. You have read a few books and you understand. Yes, it works this way. But the main problem, the biggest mistake men make, is the desire to please a woman. It is as if he has a memory card inside him labeled gentleman, and he keeps replaying it again and again, even though it does not work. Then he goes online, reads some books, and thinks, okay, I just acted wrong. I need a new strategy. So he tries to insert a new memory card into his head, one labeled alpha male. But the motivation stays the same. He is still doing it just to please her. The foundation has not changed. So he picks up a book on relationships with the only goal of being liked. But here is the paradox. In order to be liked, you must stop wanting to be liked. Do you understand the contradiction? For most men, this thought is completely inaccessible. At some point, you will have to let go of the desire to please. Otherwise, you will never progress. Even though I don't like it, but pickup culture contains some useful examples. For instance, a man goes to approach a woman on the street. He is terrified of rejection. He is completely dependent on her response. He thinks she must give me her number. If she does not, I have failed. Pickup at least teaches you to shift your focus, not on the number, not on her answer, but on your own action. When I was 19, I realized it. The old me would have found 10 excuses not to approach, but I forced myself to do it anyway. And even if it did not work out, I still enjoyed it because I did it, because I could. That's the point. The goal is not the number. The goal is the action and the thrill of doing it. But most men chase misery. They become obsessed with winning a specific woman. Yet, the man who truly enjoys the process does not need to make her fall in love. He already has women who are ready and willing to talk to him, to laugh with him, to spend time with him. Why chase? It is completely different mindset. So, the very first step you must take is to kill the desire to please her. Only after that can you begin to develop real qualities. Number 1. Why women lose interest. Why does a woman stop being interested? Why does she ghost, skip the next meeting, stop chasing you? Because you are predictable. You texted, you met up, had coffee, chatted. But how was that different from the last 10 dates she's been on? It was not. So why should she feel a burning interest in you? So, what is the solution? Another book? No. The mechanism is different. Here is the life hack. You must master routine, because only by fully knowing the routine you can break it. The essence of talking to a woman is to evoke emotions. Any emotions, different ones. But you can only do this if you first know the routine inside out. After a year and a half of constant practice, I could see every tiny detail. By her body language, by her tone, by the smallest gestures, I knew exactly what she felt. And because of that, I could break the script. I could do something unexpected. And that's what made me stand out. Most men don't even realize how painfully predictable they are. That's your advantage. Number 2, why you cannot fake being an alpha. Any attempt to fake it will fail. Women feel it instantly, like a cop pulling drivers over every day. He can spot a drunk even if he tries to act sober. A woman has been on far more dates than you. By your gestures, your micro expressions, your tone, she knows if you are real or pretending. So if you feel nervous, insecure, don't fake it. Better admit it honestly than pretend, because pretending kills you inside. Number 3, how to save a bad date. Suppose the date went badly. You were stiff. The conversation dragged. The vibe was weak. You don't want to go home defeated. What do? You can show honesty at the end. You can say, I have been watching you this whole time, and honestly, I found you so attractive. I was a bit shy, but I want to kiss you anyway. And then kiss her. That small act of courage flips the script. Of course, use common sense. If she is clearly trying to leave, don't force it. But if she smiles, stays, engages, take the risk. Even if you fail, the experience is invaluable because you were real. Number 4, dominate even from a weak position. Even if you feel nervous, you can still playfully dominate. For example, she shows up in a very revealing outfit. You blush a little and say, "Do you always dress this provocatively?" Then tease, "You are lucky I am such a gentleman. Otherwise, I would be dragging you home already." It's playful, bold, but also intelligent. You don't need internet scripts. This kind of creativity is born only once you have mastered the routine. Number 5, the behavior of 98% of men. Most men make women their goal, like an amateur fisherman obsessed with catching one fish. He jerks the rod too early, too late, panics at every move. The experienced fisherman sits calmly, patient, confident. The fish comes to him. That's the difference. Until you change your mindset, you will always chase, always beg for advice on how to get her back. But the truth is, you must be reborn. Number 6. How to attract all women. Forget the fantasy that there is one universal type of man that 100% of women want. That does not exist. At best, maybe 80-90%, and that is more than enough. But men make the mistake of becoming hunters, targeting one princess, and in that they always fail. Number 7. Men with inflated egos are doomed. The most pathetic behavior I have seen in men always comes from those trying to pretend. Real men are honest. Even if they don't want anything serious, they say it openly. There is sincerity there. But the pretenders, they lie, they exaggerate, they inflate themselves. They seek validation through fake stories, bragging, manipulation. Such a man can never be successful with women. He will always collapse because his ego needs constant feeding and he cannot sustain it. And when conflicts arise, he explodes, screams, throws tantrums. When a real man calmly states, "This does not work for me. We are not compatible. Let's part ways." Simple, clear, calm. Number 8. How to set conditions for a woman. You don't announce your rules. You either live by them or you don't. You don't need to tell her, "Don't cheat on me." That's obvious. Psychologists did an experiment. They put 5 identical toys in a room, but said, "You can play with any except this one." Of course, everyone wanted that one. So, in conversation, when she is clearly interested, you can say, "You are beautiful. I like talking to you, but honestly, I would not recommend getting into a relationship with me. I am not that simple. I have very specific standards. With most men, you could get away with anything. With me, it's different." That breaks her pattern. It's unexpected. It makes her curious. And it shows you are not afraid to lose her. Women throw themselves to the man who stands rooted in his own strength. The man who does not beg, who does not bend, who carries himself like he already knows his worth. Remember this: a woman may be drawn to many men, but she will only surrender herself to the one who needs nothing from her. Be that man, not the one who chases, but the one who is chased. If you need guidance, if you need strength, if you need the truth, reach out. If you want to walk this path with other men who refuse to stay broken, join my Telegram channel. Let's rise together.